Hi, let's talk about budgeting for a mortgage on one income. A fresh start doesn't mean giving up on home ownership. Starting over after separation can actually feel overwhelming financially. Suddenly there's one income instead of two, one person carrying the bills, one person making every decision. And for many women, there's also a quiet fear sitting underneath it all. Will I ever be able to afford a house on my own? The answer is possibly yes. But the way you budget now matters more than ever. Not because you need to live on instant noodles and never enjoy life, but because rebuilding financially after separation requires intention, clarity, and realistic planning. Honestly, a lot of women are far more capable than they give themselves credit for. So, first, stop comparing your before life to your afterlife. This matters. One of the hardest parts of budgeting after separation isn't the numbers, it's the emotional adjustment. You may be moving from two incomes to one, larger home to a smaller one, financial comfort to financial caution, shared responsibility to carrying everything yourself. Transition can feel confronting, but rebuilding doesn't mean you've failed. It means your financial strategy simply needs to evolve for this new season of life. So, the biggest mistake women make when budgeting for a mortgage is that they focus only on one number. What's the maximum I can borrow? Wrong question. Better question is, what repayment allows me to sleep at night? Just because a bank approves a loan doesn't mean the repayments will feel comfortable in real life. You still need room for groceries, school expenses, petrol, insurances, emergencies, medical costs, birthdays, and just life. Mortgage should support your future, not trap you in stress. So start with your real life numbers, not perfect numbers, because this is where many budgets fall apart. Women often underestimate expenses because they're trying to make the numbers work. But realistic budgeting is far more powerful than optimistic budgeting. Be honest about takeaway coffee, kids' activities, subscriptions, weekend spending, impulse spending, emotional spending after separation. Very common, by the way. No shame in being human. The goal isn't perfection, the goal is awareness. So understand the difference between can afford and can sustain. A lender may approve you for a certain amount based on servicing calculations, but sustainability is different. You need to ask, can I still manage if rates rise? What happens if unexpected expenses occur? Could I handle a few months of financial pressure? Am I leaving myself any breathing room? The women who feel financially strongest after separation are rarely the ones with the biggest houses. They're usually the ones with manageable financial pressure. Peace matters. So build a single income safety buffer. This is one of the smartest things you can do. When you're relying on one income, having a financial buffer becomes incredibly important. Aim to gradually build emergency savings, offset account funds, a small cash reserve for unexpected costs. Because life absolutely will throw curveballs. School expenses, car repairs, medical bills, rate rises, reduced work hours, appliance breakdowns, that's the worst. Financial resilience matters more than financial perfection. So be careful about lifestyle creep after separation. This surprises people, but it's common. Sometimes after separation, spending increases because emotions are high, stress is high, there's guilt around the kids, retail therapy becomes comforting, there's pressure to prove you're okay. Completely understandable. But ongoing emotional spending can quietly destroy your borrowing capacity and your savings goals. You do not need to recreate your life immediately. You're building a new one, and stable is far more important than impressive. Know your non-negotiables. A sustainable budget isn't about removing every joy from your life. It's about knowing what genuinely matters to you. For some women, that's keeping the kids in their activities or staying near their schools, having travel once a year, maintaining a small social life, keeping your financial independence or reducing your stress. Your budget should reflect your values, not someone else's idea of success. So don't forget the hidden costs of home ownership. A mortgage repayment is only one piece of the puzzle. There's also council rates, insurance, utilities, maintenance, strata, if you're in a townhouse or a unit, repairs, moving costs, legal costs. And this is where you can get caught out. Owning a home feels empowering until the hot water system dies unexpectedly. It's always unexpected, isn't it? Budget for real life, not just the loan repayment. It's okay to start smaller. This is important. Many women feel pressure to replace the family home after separation so their kids feel okay. Sometimes the smartest move is buying smaller and simpler, somewhere with lower maintenance and it's more affordable. Not forever, but just for now. A financially manageable home can become a stepping stone that rebuilds your confidence, your equity and your long-term security. There's nothing wrong with a strategic restart. Your income is not your only financial strength. A lot of women underestimate themselves financially because they compare their income to couples. Financial strength is also about discipline, consistency, planning, resilience, adaptability, smart decision making. And honestly, women restarting after separation often become exceptionally financially capable because they've had to. I did. And so when I actually remarried, it was really tough to give up my control of the money. The goal isn't just buying a home, it's keeping your life stable. Home ownership after separation can absolutely be possible, but the real win isn't stretching yourself to the maximum. The real win is safety, stability, options, confidence, independence, and peace of mind. So home should support your fresh start, not become another source of anxiety. Budgeting for a mortgage on one income can feel daunting at first, especially after separation, but it's also the beginning of something powerful. Learning how to build financial security on your own terms. You do not need to have a perfect home. You do not need to bounce back overnight. And you definitely do not need to have everything figured out immediately. You simply need a realistic plan, clear numbers, and the willingness to take one step at a time. Because rebuilding your life financially is not about going backwards. It's about creating a future that finally belongs to you. Have a great day.